Have you ever looked at those super successful people and just wondered, how do they do that? How do they show up every single day, no matter what? Well, the truth is, their mindset is different. It's their secret weapon. So let's break down the 7 tiny mental shifts that can teach you how to win every single day. Right? I mean, we all ask that question. You see that crazy level of consistency and you think, there's no way. That's just not human. How can anyone push that hard all the time? It really feels like they're running on a completely different operating system. And you know what? In a way, they actually are. And here's the first big secret, the one we all get wrong. We think it's all about raw intensity, right? Those heroic all-night study sessions or insane workouts. But that's a myth. The real strength, the kind that actually lasts, comes from a strategic mindset and, yeah, discipline. It's not about burning out in a blaze of glory. It's about burning steady, day in and day out. Okay, so let's start by building that foundation. These first couple of shifts are all about replacing that brute force with some real intelligence. It's truly about working smarter, not just harder. This quote from the cricket legend Virat Kohli, wow, it just nails our first mindset shift. He basically says anyone can go all out for a day or two. That's the easy part. The real challenge, the real power, is learning to embrace the boring stuff, the mundane, the repetitive, and turning that into a discipline. That's where the champions are actually made. And this just shows the difference so perfectly. You know how it is. We get all emotional and make these massive, totally unsustainable plans. I'm going to study for 14 hours straight. But what happens? You just burn out, you end up procrastinating. The strategic way, aim for half of that, but make it super focused with clear goals and actual breaks. See, when your brain gets a taste of real progress in less time, it gets fired up to do it again tomorrow. Okay, our second foundational shift. This one comes from an incredible story of resilience. We're talking about Jensen Huang, the founder of NVIDIA. He was right on the brink of total failure. I mean, his company was almost bankrupt. But somehow, he kept showing up day after day. So, how do you do it? Well, he adopted this incredible mindset. He told a group of Stanford students that character isn't built when things are easy, it's forged in pain. So here was his secret. He lowered his expectations of success all the way down to 0. He stopped hoping for some big, quick win and just focused on doing the work that needed to be done each day. Basically, prepare for pain, expect nothing, and just do the work. That's how you survive. All right, so with that foundation in place, let's get a bit more tactical. This next section is all about the mindsets you can use right in the middle of a messy, unpredictable day to actually stay on track. Okay, think about this for a second. If you get one flat tire, do you hop out of the car and slash the other 3? Of course not, right? That's absurd. You just fix the one tire and get back on the road. And yet, this is exactly what most of us do with our day. One bad morning, maybe you miss your workout, and boom, we just throw our hands up and say, well, the whole day's a write-off. I'll just start again tomorrow. This brings us to our third big mindset shift. So here's the fix that high performers use. They reframe the day. They don't see it as one giant 24-hour block. Instead, they chop their waking hours up into 4 quarters. So if you totally blow the first quarter, who cares? You've got 3 more chances to win the day. The key is not to let guilt from one bad stretch torpedo everything else. Just reset and focus on winning the next quarter. All right, for our next mental shift, I want you to think about this number, 5,000 kilometers. That is the distance Terry Fox, a cancer survivor with a prosthetic leg, ran across Canada. He was running basically a full marathon almost every single day. I mean, how is that even humanly possible? Well, here's the secret. His focus wasn't on the thousands of kilometers still to go. That would have been completely crushing. Instead, he just focused on one thing, running to the next lamppost. That's it. And that's the crucial point here, our fourth mindset shift. You have to shrink your target. Make the victory just starting again, not some far-off finish line. Now, this fifth mindset shift is a total game changer, especially for learning anything new. We've all been there, right? You feel that irritation when you're just stuck on a tough problem, and your first thought is, oh, I'm failing. But neuroscientists have a name for this, the frustration state. And get this, it's actually a good thing. It's like an alarm bell telling your brain to get ready because a new connection, a new neural pathway is just about to be built. See, we make this huge mistake. We think we're supposed to be in a flow state when we're learning something new. But flow is for practicing skills you already have. Real, deep learning, that happens in that messy, uncomfortable state of frustration. So the next time you feel it, don't give up. Recognize it for what it is. You're not stuck, you're upgrading. Okay, so let's talk about how all of this starts to build on itself. Because once you get going, you can create this powerful snowball effect. It's what makes consistency start to feel, well, almost effortless. By default, our brains are wired to focus on our flaws, right? On everything that went wrong. But this brings us to our sixth shift. You gotta flip that script. The most consistent people, they only spend about 25% of their energy on fixing what's broken. The other 75%, they pour all of that into focusing on their small wins. And that is what creates this amazing, positive feedback loop that builds unstoppable momentum. And here's how you get that flywheel spinning. Every single time you complete a small task, I'm talking read one chapter, make one healthy meal, track it, put a little check mark in a journal. Every one of those checks is proof to your brain that you are moving forward. That proof fuels your motivation, and seriously, after just a few days, you will feel this massive shift in your own self-belief. And that brings us to our seventh and final shift. And honestly, this might be the most profound one of all. This is about completely changing your relationship with the word discipline. For most of us, we see discipline as, well, a cage, a punishment. It's this chore we have to suffer through just dreaming of the day we can finally stop. But the top 1%? They see it as the complete opposite. For them, discipline is a choice that gives them freedom. Let's bring it back to Virat Kohli for a second. He admitted that the first 2 months of his super strict regimen were just brutal. But then he saw the results on the field. And he had this light bulb moment. He realized his discipline wasn't a prison at all. It was the key that unlocked his true potential. It gave him the freedom to finally become the player he always knew he could be. So, let's tie this all together. Here it is, your 7-point mindset plan to build that unstoppable consistency using all the shifts we just walked through. Okay, here we go. Number 1, replace that raw intensity with a smart strategy. Number 2, win the 4 quarters of your day. Give yourself more chances to succeed. 3, reduce your expectations to 0 and just focus on the work. 4, make starting the win, not finishing. 5, see that feeling of discomfort as a good thing. It's a sign you're learning. 6, focus 75% of your attention on your small wins. And finally, number 7, be proud of your discipline. It's not a punishment, it's your superpower. And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. When discipline stops being something you have to do and instead becomes a part of who you are, well, that's the moment you become truly unstoppable. It becomes your identity. It becomes your freedom.